Good morning, Mr. Burton. Mr. Burton, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On September 22nd, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance at 5313 South Lee Street in Harris County, Texas. Law enforcement officers made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated that the complainant, the defendant's stepdaughter, had come to pick up her stuff and the two had a verbal argument. The defendant started to push the complainant out of the house. The complainant stated that she had lived with the defendant for the past 3 months, developed issues with her mother, and went to the defendant's residence to retrieve her belongings. The complainant stated that the defendant had been telling her to stay and speak with her mother. The complainant declined and the defendant became angry. Complainant stated that the defendant pushed her and a witness using his right hand out of the residence, causing the complainant to fall down and land on a lawnmower outside of the front door. The complainant felt pain but had no visible injuries. The defendant was identified with his Texas driver's license.
Here's a prior murder case from 1988. What happened with that? It's too old, so I don't have anything on. All I know is that he has 2 prior assaults. Actually, one was a 2nd degree reduced. Are you on parole, sir?
Yes, sir.
For the murder case?
Yes, sir.
You've now picked up an assault of a family member. This is not going to bode well for your parole, Mr. Burton. I would suspect at any moment now a blue warrant will be issued and then you're going to be taken in. You better, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, sir. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using any kind of illegal substances and consuming any kind of alcohol, I will put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond also not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons or go within 200 feet of 5315 South Lee Street in Houston, Texas. Do you understand?
Could you say that again, please? The last part?
You are not allowed to go within 200 feet of 5315 South Lee Street in Houston, Texas. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would suggest you get to know it because if you violate the protective order, the state will file additional charges against you and it's just going to go south really quick. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm not employed right now because of no.
So how do you get money? How do you eat? When's the last time you had a full-time job?
Last year I had to quit.
What were you doing?
I was a maintenance at a
So why can't you work now? Prostate what? Is it prostate cancer or what?
Cancer.
Can you reach out to the Mac for Mr. Burton? Mr. Burton, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, you're going to meet with Rachel for your bond conditions. I'm absolutely serious when I'm talking about these bond conditions. Follow them. Otherwise, I will put you in jail. And if you're in jail, chances are you're not going to get any treatment. Do you understand?
I understand that, sir.
Okay, sir. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find you a lawyer. You said page 13, right? You Hugo Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gonzalez, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 22nd, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to 3506 Wardmont Street in reference to an assault family call. Upon arrival, the officer made contact with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant, who is the complaining witness's son, used his hands to assault him. The complaining witness stated that in the early hours of noon, he was involved in an argument with the defendant. The complainant stated that the defendant brought home a washer so everyone could use it, but the complainant was unfamiliar with the washer and told the defendant that he was going to remove it and put back the old washer that was previously there. The complainant stated that the defendant got upset because of the washer being replaced and with both of his hands grabbed the complainant around his waist, picked him up off his feet and threw him toward the floor. The complaining witness stated that he hit the floor and landed on his back and that the defendant was on top of him, wrestling him. He
Say
received
that again. On top of him doing
on top of the complaining witness, wrestling him.
wrestling. Okay.
He received several scratches on his back while fighting to get him off. The defendant released him after a few seconds and they continued to argue. Complainant stated that he felt pain and discomfort. The complainant's younger son arrived at the home, and while the complainant was trying to explain to witness what happened, he tried moving the washer again. Defendant then walked by and struck him with a closed fist using his right hand, striking him to the left side of his cheek. Complainant again felt pain and discomfort in his cheek and inside of his mouth. His tooth was cracked from the punch he received. The witness stated that the defendant threatened the complainant by stating, "I will kill you and kill myself."
Same complaining witness, right?
Yes.
The initial wrestling.
Yes. Are you asking the witness or who heard him say?
So he punches someone in the face. This is the same person that was initial, right? Okay. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? I'm also, let's see, a protective order has been issued so that Sylvester Gonzalez Munoz is a protected individual. I suggest you get to know the protective order because if you violate it, the state will file additional charges against you, and then I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond when you violate conditions of that. So be very, very careful. Otherwise, you could be spending a lot of time with me. Do you understand?
May I say something?
No, now's not the time for you to do it. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer, and you can tell what you want to tell to the lawyer, and they can go to bat for you. But now I have a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use against you. It's just not the right time. But as it stands, you're not allowed to go within 200 feet of 3506 Wardmont Street for the foreseeable future. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have contact with this person, if you have possession of a weapon, if you go near this house, I will put you in jail, revoke your bond, and make it sky high. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will have you sign a receipt with Victoria. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. While we get your bond condition, we'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. Can you file no contact in the weapons, please?
Green, Beyonce. All right, Judge, page 13 and 14. Go ahead and sign here, Lisa.
Deontay Green. Mr. Green, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with possession of a dangerous drug and unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases, and we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
October 22nd, 2024, officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas. After the officers observed the defendant failed to signal at a turn, the officer observed the defendant reached under the passenger seat as he pulled over. Officer asked the defendant if he had any guns or drugs in the vehicle, and the defendant admitted to having a handgun under the passenger seat. The officer asked the defendant to step out of the car, and when the defendant opened the car, the officer observed in plain view in the driver's side door an orange bottle with white brown pills inside. Defendant stated that the pills belonged to his friend's aunt. The label read Tramadol and was prescribed to Vanessa Penaloza. It weighed 9.14 grams. The officer observed a handgun under the front passenger seat.
Mr. Green, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can you run his license, please? Do you
Yes,
have
sir.
valid liability insurance in your name?
Through my dealership, yes.
No. Do you have insurance that has your name on it?
Through my dealership, yes.
Show me, and then I'll allow you to drive. But I want to know that you're actually insured to drive whatever car you're driving. If I find that you don't have car insurance, then you're not allowed to drive, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication, and not to be in possession of weapons. All of these are your bond conditions. If you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and make them $5,000 to $10,000 on each of them. So if you don't have anyone to pony up $10,000 to $20,000, you'll be stuck like Chuck in custody until these cases are over with. Do you understand? Don't pick up a new case. Don't violate these conditions. That's all I'm asking you to do. How old are you, sir?
His driver's license is eligible.
Great. How old are you, sir? How old are you?
24.
What do you do for a living?
I work at a warehouse.
Is it full-time?
Yes, sir.
How much money do you make a month?
I really, I'll say maybe 3,000.
And who do you live with?
You said, where do I live?
Who do you live with?
It's just me, by myself.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Probably not. I live kind of. With her bills.
Okay, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to me that you're not gonna drive without liability insurance in your name. And then I'm gonna have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer. I need to look at all your information to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you do, I'll appoint your lawyer today. But before you leave, I want to see any document that has your name on it with insurance if you want to drive. Otherwise, no driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deputy, do you mind giving